transonic. Landing legs have deployed. And Falcon 9 has landed.
Welcome to the webcast for the Transporter 9 mission. SpaceX's two-stage Falcon 9 rocket is currently scheduled to lift off in just under 7 minutes from now from Space Launch Complex 4 East at Vandenberg Space Force Base, which is just a few hours north from our headquarters in Hawthorne, California. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Jessie Anderson, a manufacturing engineering manager here at SpaceX, and I'll be your host as we follow Falcon 9 take 113 spacecraft to low Earth orbit. As you might have guessed, today's launch marks our 9th dedicated smallsat rideshare program launch. If you've been following along, this mission marks our 82nd launch in 2023. Falcon 9's second stage will deploy 90 payloads, including CubeSats, MicroSats, and orbital transfer vehicles carrying 23 spacecraft to be deployed at a later time. All spacecraft will separate from the second stage across 89 deployment events scheduled to start around the T plus 55-minute mark and last for about 30 minutes. We are expecting to have views and telemetry for all but 2 of those deployments. If you're interested, a full list of payloads are on SpaceX.com.
And stage 1 fuel load is complete.
We are currently working towards a T0 of 10:49 a.m. Pacific time, which is just under 6 minutes from now. Weather is looking great there. You can see on your screen some blue skies, and the range is ready to support. But if for some reason we don't launch today, we do have a backup opportunity tomorrow at the same time. The rocket supporting our mission today is comprised of 2 stages, the first and second stage. The first stage will ignite all 9 engines at T0, then lift off from the launch pad and take the vehicle through the thicker parts of the Earth's atmosphere. When the 2 stages separate from each other, the second stage will light its single engine to propel the payloads to where they need to go for deployment. At the very top of the rocket, we have the payload fairing. The fairing protects all the spacecraft until the vehicle is outside of the Earth's atmosphere, at which point the 2 fairing halves separate to expose them to the vacuum of space. And there you can see on your screen a live view of the payloads on the payload adapter housed inside of the fairing. So you can see all those awesome payloads there. Right below the fairing, we have our second stage, which houses our single Merlin vacuum engine, or what we call the MVAC engine, which will propel our payloads to their eventual destination in space. Now below the second stage is the black carbon fiber inner stage. The inner stage connects the 2 stages and houses the center pusher that allow the first and second stage to separate during flight. It also houses the MVAC engine that I mentioned moments ago. Below that, we have the first stage, which we usually refer to as the booster. The first stage makes up the bottom 2/3 of the vehicle and has 9 M1D engines at the bottom. Those 9 Merlin engines do the bulk of the work to get the rocket off the ground and up into the thinner parts of the Earth's atmosphere. It's also the primary part of Falcon 9 that we recover, refurbish, and reuse for multiple flights, which brings down the cost of regularly launching rockets. At about 2.5 minutes into flight, the first stage will separate and make its way back down to Earth and attempt a landing at landing zone 4, which you could see there on your screen. And that is not too far from the launch pad. And for those of you keeping track, today's mission marks 12 flights for this specific rocket. If successful, this landing will mark SpaceX's 244th landing of an orbital class rocket. Our goal with these missions is to provide small satellite operators competitive pricing, increased flight opportunities, and flexibility. We're flying some interesting payloads on this mission, including several different types of Earth observation and imaging satellites, multiple new orbital transfer vehicles, student research projects, and several payloads intended to demonstrate and grow in-space technologies. Our customers today come from all across the world, supporting teams from 19 different countries and a range of organizations, including the United States Air Force Academy and the Ministry of Higher Education and Research in Djibouti. We are excited to continue providing launch services for student groups and universities around the world, enabling access to space for students and inspiring the next generation of thinkers as we continue to look to the stars for humanity's future. Now we are coming up on the next and final event for propellant loading. That will be liquid oxygen loading completion on the second stage at the T-2 minute mark.
Stage 2 LOX load complete.
And there's that call out that we were waiting for. That is stage 2 liquid oxygen loading complete. That means that propellant loading is complete for Falcon 9 for launch.
Ground gas closeout.
And there you can see some white clouds that started to vent from the transporter erector. Now that we are done loading propellant, we are clearing out the liquid oxygen line on the TE. That's why you see those white clouds there. Next event coming up is Falcon 9 in startup at the T-1 minute mark. That's where the flight computers will take over the launch countdown.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Great news. The flight computers have taken over and we're just waiting for the final go from the launch director.
LD is go for launch.
And awesome news, all systems are go for Falcon 9's launch of Transporter 9.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Stage
15
1,
seconds.
flight.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff of SpaceX Transporter 9. Go Transporter, go SpaceX.
Vehicle pitching downrange. Nominal chamber pressure.
It is T plus 40 seconds into flight, and Falcon 9 has cleared the tower at Space Launch Complex 4 East. And we've got some awesome views there. Falcon 9 is throttling down in preparation for max Q. That's the point of maximum aerodynamic stresses on the vehicle during ascent.
Vehicle supersonic.
And that should be coming up here in a few seconds.
Max Q.
And great call out there. We've passed through max Q. Next up will be a few events happening back to back. That will be MECO, stage separation, stage 1 flip, SES-1, and then the start of the boost back burn on the first stage vehicle. Now MECO is where we will shut down all 9 of those M1D engines that you see ignited on your screen there. Once we shut down those engines, then we can prepare for stage separation. That's where the first and second stages will separate from each other. After that, the first stage vehicle will begin to make its way back to land with the stage 1 flip as well as the start of its boost back burn, while the second stage ignites its MVAC engine with the event called SES-1 or second stage engine start 1. Again, those events coming up here in just about 20 seconds or so. That will be MECO, stage separation, stage 1 flip, and the boost back burn, as well as SES-1.
And MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
Stage 2 ignition.
Stage 1 boost back startup.
And some Incredible views there on your screen. You could see the first stage vehicle in the view of the second stage view. We've also have a shortened nozzle on today's flight today, so you can see the flame on that MVAC engine burning very bright. Excellent views today. What a sight to see.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And there we just heard the call out for fairing separation confirmation. And we are in the boost back burn of that first stage vehicle. This boost back burn lasts just about a minute.
Stage 1 boost back shutdown.
And there's that call out that the boost back burn has concluded for the first stage vehicle. Now that is the first of 3 burns in order for the first stage vehicle to make its way back to land.
Following nominal trajectories.
Some good call outs there, both vehicles following nominal trajectories. On your left-hand screen, you can see that the grid fins are deploying on the first stage vehicle. So it will first do its flip, boost back burn, and now it can deploy those grid fins to help guide it back to our landing zone today. Again, what you're seeing on your screen on the left-hand side is a view of the first stage vehicle, and on your right-hand screen, a view from the second stage looking at our MVAC engine. We've got some awesome clear views today on both the first and second stage. Really cool to see. The next event coming up for the first stage vehicle will be the entry burn. That should happen around the T+6 minute mark, which is just about a minute and 15 seconds away from now. Again, the first stage vehicle has 3 burns in order to make its way back to land today. It's already completed the boost back burn. The next burn will be the entry burn. That's where we'll reignite some engines to help slow the vehicle down in preparation for re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. Then we'll use the atmosphere to help scrub most of the velocity on the vehicle, and then use a final burn, the landing burn, to help the vehicle touch down for landing. Again, what you're seeing on your screen is a view of the second stage vehicle. Today we are flying a shortened nozzle. That's why you could see that flame coming out of that MVAC engine there. Again, with some incredible views with the Earth in the background. And we are coming up on the entry burn for the first stage vehicle here in a few seconds. First stage on your left-hand screen.
Both vehicles continue to follow nominal trajectories.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And there you can see that the entry burn has begun on the first stage vehicle. This burn lasts just about 15 seconds or so.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And as you can see,
AFTS is saved.
As you can see and heard that call out that the entry burn has concluded, those engines have shut down. Again, that helps slow the vehicle down as it enters back into the Earth's atmosphere, but now we are utilizing the atmosphere to help slow down the first stage velocity. Now the landing burn should be coming up here in about 10 seconds or so.
Stage 1 is transonic. Stage 1 landing burn.
And there you can see the landing burn has begun. Let's watch as Falcon 9 touches down on landing zone 4.
Landing lead deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
And an awesome view as Falcon 9 touched down on landing zone 4. This marks the 12th landing for the specific booster and also marks SpaceX's 244th landing of an orbital-class rocket.
Stage 2 FTS is safed.
Now the next event coming up is SECO 1, or Second Stage Engine Cutoff 1. And that will be where we shut down that MVAC engine that you see burning bright on your screen and allow the vehicle to coast. This will be the first shutdown of this engine, first of 2 burns.
SECO.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And great news, we were able to see SECO, that engine shutting down, and heard a confirmation of good orbit. So coming up next, we have the second burn of our MVAC engine on board the second stage around the T plus 57-minute mark. We'll be back in about 40 minutes to bring you live coverage of SES-2, followed shortly after by the beginning of our payload deployments. So until then, enjoy the space views, and we'll see you soon.